Should the Raiders consider trading quarterback Derek Carr? We're on silverandblackpride.com, and I say maybe we should trade Tyler Green to the Chiefs for him. This site has become so sickening against anything John Gruden does, anything John Gruden likes, especially like Derek Carr. They can say nothing wrong about Khalil Mack, nothing wrong about Amari Cooper. In fact, they just go on about superlatives about how well they're doing. No mention how both of them threw Derek Carr under the bus. Khalil Mack was under contract. He violated that contract. The Raiders should have made an example of him. Instead of trading him, they should have sued him. Really. And set a new precedent against players. I'm sure there's something in the collective bargaining agreement that says you can't sue players because they're so sensitive. But he should have got in trouble for what he did, just like any player should. They're under contract. He's supposed to play. Amari Cooper is another Randy Moss. Now some Raider fans are like, shut up, he's my favorite Raider player ever. He was the worst wide receiver the Raiders ever brought in since Willie Gault. We're talking about, he was more concerned about himself than the team. He quit on the team many times, faked injuries. You know the story. And now everyone wants to trade Derek Carr. Derek Carr, who did not give up on the team when the entire offensive line conspired against him. And specifically one player said, if he wants to stand alone, let him stand alone, or something. I forget the saying now. It's been a while. And he did not give up on his team. This year, with all the crap that was going on, everything was blamed on Derek Carr. Learning this new offense, getting Greg Olsen back. Remember Greg Olsen? Derek Carr is going to be good someday when he's surrounded by better players. He's been thrown under the bus so many times, yet he doesn't change. What changes is certain Raider fans in this site. This site is so prejudiced against anyone who speaks out against this. I've been banned from the site. Others have been banned from the site for speaking up. Khalil Mack, all he could do was utter these nonsensical quotes from Malcolm X. And that's a sign of a loser right there. When you start quoting Malcolm X, when you start bringing politics into football, and Derek Carr just goes on being a teammate. And right now he is earning it. His teammates, the ones that are stuck around, they like him. They don't see any problem with Derek Carr. And Derek Carr is not getting traded. All these people think, oh, they're going to draft this guy and this guy. And if they get rid of Derek Carr, they'll get all these extra picks. I think they ought to trade the picks for players, proven players, providing they're not head cases. No head cases. None of these players that are just in it for the money. And I think it's especially important that they go get him some wide receivers. I don't know who's out there. It can be someone in the last year of their contract. But the Raiders, instead of drafting someone, they ought to go look in, trade for someone who's already been established. The same can be said for other positions. They will be picking high in the draft. They have 3 first-round selections, but the Raiders have had that before. And you could dice it up any way you want it. how well did those players really pan out? One year, I think it was with Tim Brown. Yeah, Tim Brown was great until the playoffs came around, until cold weather. Got a game against Kansas City, and so far Derek Carr has sucked in cold weather. He comes from Fresno, partially grew up in Texas, and then back to California, and he is not used to cold weather. He's got to prove he can be used to cold weather. That's one thing he's got to prove. But the way he's been playing, he has nothing to prove to this website right here. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. But there's no shame. They're like Kobe, not Kobe, what's his name? LeBron James. It's okay for him to come out and say what he said the other day about the NFL owners being a bunch of old white guys, old white Jews or whatever, dishing out money. It's okay for them, players like that, especially black athletes, to come out and say these nonsensical things. If a white player said that, you imagine how fast he'd be out the door? It wouldn't even be funny. And it's a double standard. And it's a double standard with the Raiders, where certain players are given almost carte blanche. Khalil Mack is not criticized for what he did by Raider fans. Some will criticize him, but the ones that write in these articles, they say nothing bad about him at all. Most of the articles should be about saying how bad he was. Look, why didn't he play like that for the Raiders? Because he didn't play that well. He really didn't. All these awards he got, most of them he didn't even earn them. I don't think, really. He got like bunches of sacks here and there against the worst quarterbacks around. But when it came down to it, when he had to play the Patriots, he didn't do jack. He never took over a game like Lawrence Taylor or something. So forget about that. Forget about Khalil Mack. And Amari Cooper, he is the twin brother of Randy Moss. Same type of head case. Total head case. Being told probably his whole life how great he is. And the whole world revolves around him. Non-team player. Works fine in Dallas, but doesn't work in Oakland. Derek Carr's got one more game. But it's not his last game in a Raider uniform. All these, how we call them, liberals, have traded Derek Carr because they don't like him. They didn't like the fact he didn't take a knee. They don't like the fact that he remains consistent. He's totally a team player. You're going to trade away. This is like having Rich Gannon with an arm, with actual arm talent. Much younger than what Gruden got. And you're going to just trade him away. I don't understand their politics at all, because this is really all politics. They don't like Derek Carr. I mean, what would happen if they found out Derek Carr voted for Donald Trump? No one's even asked them that, but Donald Trump. The libtards in Raiderville love to sit there and blame everything on Donald Trump, just like they're blaming everything on Derek Carr. And Derek Carr is much more squeakier clean than Donald Trump, but Donald I mean, Derek Carr has done nothing wrong as a teammate. Derek Carr didn't give up on the team. Other people around him gave up, and John Gruden is cleaning house. He's been cleaning house, getting rid of troublesome players, and make sure the whole thing revolves around Carr. And that's the right thing to do. Derek Carr hasn't had too much help this year. He's had a lot taken away from him. So many injuries, wide receiver wise. And you're going to go trade him. Oh, these are the same people, I guarantee, who are the ones arguing, shut up! Jamarcus Russell's going to be great. I guarantee they at least had at some time Jamarcus Russell jerseys, and they wanted Jamarcus Russell to be the face of the Raiders franchise instead of be the face of mediocrity. They don't like Derek Carr because he didn't take a knee. It's all about politics on this website, Silver and Black Pride. I got kicked off for talking about them taking a knee. I got kicked off of that website for talking about all this crap, this politics being brought in. They didn't like that. You know what? They have this little button or whatever that you can delete someone. And they were so empowered by that. But it can't hide the truth. The truth is they practice censorship on this Silver and Black Pride website. They can't take the heat of the kitchen with their libertad politics. They don't like conservative people. People think very straight and do the right thing and don't throw their teammates under the bus. And that just hurts them. They go all crocodile tears. Oh, you're hurting my visions. Oh, my dreams. My Jamarcus Russell dreams. They get all like that. And now they're going to throw Derek Carr under the bus again. After what he just did. He's been playing very well. I mean, 2 games ago, what was he going to do? They wouldn't even block for him. There was no escape. He did as well as he could. And what Gruden's doing right now, he should do more of. More power running. It'll benefit him tremendously. And Derek Carr is the future of the Raiders. He's not being traded.